All right, this is the second take. We're not gonna slow down at the intro this time. Big mistake. So, today, today is March 19th. I'm losing track of the time at this point. March 19th, and it's a good day. Day's not over yet. It's 5 p.m. roughly by the time I record this. And I went to the gym in the morning, had some hearty breakfast. I had something called I thought the camera isn't focusing. It's focused enough for me, to be honest. I don't care. Uh so yeah, I had something called menaish, which is like it's like a Middle Eastern pizza sandwich that you fold up. And it tastes like, I'll be honest, it tastes amazing. Mine had like cheese in it, and then the other one was like some type of Turkish meat, I think, with some tomatoes and some pickles, and absolutely demolished those in the morning, and that was my breakfast. I'm starting to get hungry again because I ate in the morning, but I worked out, and my metabolism is an absolute asshole and demands that I feed my body all the time, which isn't bad because I get a lot of opportunity to eat. The problem is that that's how I got fat in the first place, and I guess I'm just kind of abusing it for the fact that I can just eat a lot as a athlete, as Floyd Mayweather would say it. I want to talk about something that I've taken quite a recent liking to it. I'd say probably within the past month or so. So, a little recap. I sold my. I'm trying to find the best position for my face. Like, where do I put my face here that just works out the best? I don't care. I'll be honest. I just want to get on with the story. So, I sold my computer, which I would value at around, like, for what I bought it for, it was around 15 to 1800. It was a very, very good computer. I really liked it. That was where most of my construction money went. Wow, I'm just going off on so many tangents. It's hard to follow the story. But beyond the fact that I've worked construction, I sold that computer and I got around 1,000 for it. Now it sounds like I got kind of ripped off. I did not. I talked to many of my friends who know computers fairly well, other than myself and what I thought I could actually sell it for, because I didn't use it anymore. So I wasn't like super. I wasn't super picky on the price that I got for it. I was just like, let me get it out of the way. I'm looking to get a laptop anyways. I do work, but I'd just rather get rid of something that is stationary and I can't really use to its capabilities. Like, yes, don't get me wrong, it was a very fast computer, but the laptop that I got, I don't notice that much of like a crazy difference. The only thing I'd say, oh my god, the yawns. Sorry. The only thing I'd say that I had to adjust to was that I have to keep charging this laptop, and I never had to with the computer. Beyond that, I sold it, got my money, and I had a lot of spare cash, And after I got my laptop, which was like the main expense I'd have to deal with, I told myself, I'm like, I've been trying to learn combat, like I learned a combat sport for a while now. And I've always seen, I'm sure if you're watching this or you're an internet surfer, you've heard of Andrew Tate. And I originally, I don't like follow him like religiously, but I did stumble upon one of his videos where he shared that bodybuilding is great for like if you're staying in shape and you like, at least what I'm going to interpret it as it. He said it in a different way, but we'll leave that to his interpretation. Bodybuilding is great for staying in shape and just maintaining healthy, active living. And I was happy with, like, I have been training just bodybuilding. I won't say weightlifting because that's the most generic umbrella term. But bodybuilding is what I pursued. I pursued powerlifting at a point in my training. I pursued power building, which was a mix between the two. But I eventually just stuck with bodybuilding. I didn't care how much weight I was moving. I only lifted weights for the sole purpose of looking better. And it worked out. I got to a point in my physique where I was happy. And I still continue to like lift weights because it's good for you. And after I'd gone down this path for so many years now, I started to get to a point in my lifting where I was getting a little bit bored with it, even though I still did it. Like, I didn't do it whether I was bored or not. My feelings were inconsequential to what I did. But in this video, I saw that really like a respectable way to approach training is combat sports. And not that I had been super scared or I'd been like put in a place where I should learn how to fight. I didn't really have my dad growing up, and because of that, I didn't like really get into like tussles. I wasn't put in like a way where you should learn how to protect your family and this and that. Like no. Thankfully, I could fight. I say that in quotations because I had gotten in brawls with like those little kids that just not me fighting little kids, but like while I was a much younger kid, and you get agitated and you can't really control your feelings and you just kind of let it out. And to that extent I could, but I don't know. I never know when something might happen, and it's that preparation. It's always the preparation and the time that you put into something that you can only see like the fruits of your labor when it comes time to really present. And so I knew that if anything like that were to happen to me or my family, I wouldn't know what to do because I wouldn't have put in the time to prepare. So I told myself, I'm like, I got some extra cash. I want to learn how to fight. I want to be able to protect those around me and protect myself. So how do I go about doing this? I originally wanted to do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or Muay Thai. And the reason why was because, and I'll reflect on a couple different mixed martial arts, but the reason I wanted to do that was because it felt, in my mind, I like to associate feelings with like actions that I'm going to do, because if you feel passionate about doing something or like the idea of something, you'll just feel more encouraged to continue in pursuing it. And if you're doing what you're loving or something that makes you happy, then it'll produce, it's hard to explain, but it makes you want to go after it more. And then the discipline rolls in after you've done enough. With that, wow, it just got really quiet because the air conditioning got turned off. With that, I didn't go into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu because, one, it requires being like taught. And not to say that these mixed martial arts, other ones, don't require being taught, but you need someone else at the very least to train Muay Thai or Jiu-Jitsu. And I'm speaking out of inexperience here, but to my knowledge, a mentor or a coach or just grappling with other people is generally how you practice that mixed martial art. And so I wanted to, and I still want to, but I ruled that off for now because I mean, looking back at my training, like I did not know how to throw an actual punch. Like I thought I knew, but I didn't. And moving on, I started with boxing. And boxing is still what I've been doing. And after looking into a couple videos and reading up on it, generally, if you're in like a street fight, best case, you have one guy. And worst case, you have like multiple people facing you. Of course, always try to like either de-escalate the situation or just run away if you can't, if you don't think you can handle it, because no one wants to get hurt and you don't want to hurt anybody. And with that, I I think at the very least that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is made more for like one-on-one, like how being able to handle someone one-on-one. But boxing, it's still relatively one-on-one, but you can adapt it to, or if you get good enough at it, you can handle more than one opponent at once. And this is all just like talk in the air. Like I couldn't back up what I'm saying in an actual street fight because I'm still learning and I'm still in the process of pursuing mastery or just getting better day by day with boxing and understanding the intricacies and complexities. It's a science at the end of the day. And so the training that I've been doing so far has been great. It has truly been awesome, especially as you gain the confidence to be able to protect yourself, and then also you understand, and it humbles you because especially like I'm a fairly tall guy, I'm a fairly big guy. I haven't had to go out and fight a whole lot, and so when I understand how hopeless really I could have been in come any situation, the fact that I'm taking the time to prepare right now makes it a lot more courageous that and hopeful that when the time may come, something whatever it may be, that I'll have a better grasp on the situation, be able to de-escalate. But if anything were to happen, I have the choice. I have the choice to choose how I handle the situation. It isn't in someone else's hands. And of course, I may be facing a jiu-jitsu black belt, like a Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt. But if that ever happens, I'm sure that they'll put like I wouldn't want to fight that, and I'm sure they don't want to go out of their way to hurt someone, unless they're crazy. But that's if they're crazy. So yeah, I just found like a love for just learning these art forms, these sciences, because it's a science of how to use your body really to produce as much force and then also to evade. And it's a really great way to do some cardio. And it just, because I've always thought relatively that like entertainment sports, as I like to call them, like hockey, basketball, football, badminton, like really badminton I do like though, but not like to the extent where I'd pursue it as a sport. I've always thought that like the goal of it just wasn't worth going after, even though I do still enjoy practicing those sports just for fun, like with some friends, of course. Or even just going out to like a random court. If I see a couple people on, I'll be like, "Hey, do you guys want to play a little game, or do you want a one-on-one?" And it's always fun. And I do it for fun, not as like a main sport, because then I just hate what I'm doing. And I have tried it. I'm not speaking out of an experience. I have tried basketball and I have tried football. Badminton I've done a little bit more in like middle school, but I've tried them and I always find myself in the same situation because I find myself asking like, well, what's the point in doing this? Like what is the end goal here? Why am I doing this right now? Why am I trying to put a ball into a hoop so that I can feel better about myself? It's just, it is fun. Don't get me wrong. And I have a lot of respect for the athletes that pursue it, but just me personally, doing something like a combat sport, I just feel that there is a more important goal in me where I'm like, if someone can catch me off my game in like a combat sport, then it's like they could really hurt me. Like they could really hurt me in real life. So I rather, like, thankfully it is a sport and not like an actual street ball, and you always street brawl, sorry, and you're preparing for something like that. Regardless, yeah, I've really been like learning more, and I've been supplementing some of my bodybuilding with that. And it's nice because I've been researching about it and like different like fighting styles, and it just it's given me a new kind of direction to move in. And not that it's making me like deflect from my main hustle, which is school right now, but it's allowed me to take on something that I love, which is training, something that I've come to love over time, and to add a twist on it. And it's an enjoyable twist, and I truly believe and suggest that for anyone who may have some conflict in their life or may not, that learning, especially for men, learning how to fight is an extremely important skill. And if you can, pay the $50 for the gloves off Amazon and the $10 for the wraps, please. And oh my God, something else that I'll also explore. This light really is making my face look just massive. It's fine though. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, so the wraps. I just got wraps today. They kind of just, sorry, not the ones that you slide. I got the ones that you wrap around your hand. And the reason I did that was because especially on my fast like body hooks, if you're not extremely precise with where you're hitting your bag, however it may be, I should be training with a heavier bag, so it could be worse. But your wrists and your ligaments from your hand down to your wrist are not strong. Like, these are the same tools that we use to play piano and to type on keyboards and to write with a really fine pencil. Like, they're not super strong. Even if you've been training for a very long time, like, still, like, my wrists are relatively strong. They held up like a week because I've punched the bag, which you never do, never punch the bag without gloves on. And so I've been using my glove. I trained in between with my gloves and without gloves, and I'm never training without gloves again because it is horrible. And so to your wrists especially, like, also never hit biceps and start boxing, because the amount of blood in your bicep is going to absolutely tear you apart. So just, yeah, and just like, if you don't curl your hand up right when you punch, you can mess up your fingers. So just, I got the wraps. You also get the wraps if you're going to start doing it. Got the wraps, I have my boxing gloves, and I'm going to tear that bag. I'm going to be like Captain America, just going at each bag, one after the other. And hopefully, if I can break that bag in to the point where they have to buy a heavier bag, great, awesome. They stopped allowing kicks to the boxing bag at my gym, which is understandable, but like, I also like I've tested my kicks on the bag before they put that rule down, and it's not bad, but I find trouble now incorporating it in with just boxing styles, because I mean, that's one thing that they say is like it's a weakness of boxing, that like, if you're going against like a taekwondo guy, or I haven't looked into judo much yet, but I hear that Brazilian jiu-jitsu, judo, and wrestling are some of the top ones. And there was a wrestling club at my school that I didn't join, which, I look back at it now and it's like, that kind of sucks that I didn't, but I only have started to love these combat sports as of recently, and UFC has always been interesting to me. And so I'm gonna slowly move in to signing up to like either just like a boxing gym or like a jujitsu gym, and that's really it. I mean, I'm starting to really come into like a new phase that I'll say like, and it's nice because I'll relate this back to like how your life is a book, and you never want to read a book that the main character, the protagonist, just doesn't move. Like he's just it's constant for many chapters. That's a pretty boring book. So thankfully, and I thank God that I've been continuously improving bit by bit. Like there hasn't really been many days. There has been days, but there hasn't been many days where I could say have gone by where I haven't been a better person or become 1% or 0.5% or 2% better in some way. And so I'd like to think that when I pass away eventually, that this book that God will hand to me will hopefully be pretty interesting. And so if this new chapter involves Muay Thai or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or boxing, then I'm glad that, and even though like that's just one thing that's going on, like school, I'm finishing my grade 12 year, and this is it, man. Like there's no ifs, there's no ands, there's no buts. Like this is it, and then I'm done. God damn, that thing is bright. So I'm getting like I'm reconciling with the fact that it's been awesome. It has truly been a blast. High school has been fun. And I'm going to start university soon, and then we'll see how that goes when we get there, and we'll see where we're going to go. I still have March, April, May, June left of high school, so we're not over just yet, but man, and I am excited to see how the future unfolds. Thank God for giving me this body and this mind and this passion. So I hope this March 19th has treated you well, and I wish all of you the very best. Thank you for tuning in to this episode. I know the lighting is horrible. I know, like I just have like the window kind of open a little bit, and that's really it. My face is not this shiny and glamorous, but the lighting situation we'll figure out when we get there. Wow, this has been burning my eyes. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope that you guys continue to strive on all your goals and all your dreams, and stay wealthy, stay healthy, and stay happy, my friends. Have a good one.